Hello, hello. Hey, Mr. Swez. It is Thursday. We're going to be doing some music today. Adam is going to make music for the space shooter today, or at least he's going to try to. This is all for Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. All right. So I have some general ideas of how today can go. So ideas, one thing we can do is we do like 2 space shooter tracks. And option 1 is we have an entering space. This is pretty calm. Layer 2 tracks based on where you are in space. So before enemies, pretty calm, just some sparse notes or pads. And then after enemies, we layer in some percussion and some melodies. Option 2, we do 2 separate tracks and we do like the mimic dialogue. This would be like a "you messed up" track, and then the space shooter, just regular space shooter music. So I don't know which direction I want to take exactly. And I don't think it matters just yet because we're probably going to just mess around for a little bit. So let's pull this thing and... Is this the right cable? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go load up Fruity Loop Studio. Whoops. All right, so new track. What I've wanted to mess around with here is adding Mini Freak V. There it is. And trying some of the pads that they have. This whole thing is kind of space themed. So yeah, let's listen to some of these. Interesting. Okay. Hey, Chili. Oh, why isn't this working? It's a pretty good sound. Yeah, okay. This is pretty interesting. It's going pretty well. Gotta use my emotes when I can there. So I like this. I think this could be for the entering space thing, and I want to write this down. Why is... What's going on? Here we go. Okay. So for the sparse music, like entering space, Mini Freak V, pads, Evis Eterno. Play fifths. Yeah, so it'd basically just be something like this, though. It could work. Anyway, let's keep listening. Very neat. Yeah, it's very neat. These sound pretty good. I don't think this would be as fitting. Here's our inspiration. Yeah, this one's a little too harsh. Yeah, I gotta arrange all these windows. A million windows when I have this program open. Yeah, too harsh. I don't like that one. Oh. This is practically perfect. Yeah, wow, this is really good. This is like probably exactly what I want. Yeah. Actually, I kind of like this in D. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That is a very good one. All right, let's keep listening because there's some other ones that we might want. I'm kind of leaning toward the just there's one track. Actually, I guess it's option 3. So we shouldn't write it out like this. Option 3, there's just one long, more ambient track. I think we got to have 2 tracks. Not really leaning toward this because we want to convey the action of the game. Hey, Q's. So yeah, what we could do is something like this. We have this playing. This is when you first get into space. Well, let me play with the actual notes. Something like this. And you're floating here for a bit. And then a mimic comes up to you and they yell at you. And then you start to see some enemies appear, and it could be more percussive at that point. So I think I like this idea. Is Athletics? But yeah, I still want to listen to more of these. And then I want to mess around with kind of an outline there where we can fade in another track at the same time. I got to say, this inspiration comes from Slay the Spire 2, where they use this effect a lot. It's not the only game that's ever done this, but they'll have these very not cinematic, but like almost choreographed to the music boss battles where when something gets a little bit tenser, there'll be more strings coming in, more percussion. It'll just layer the sounds on top of each other. And I really want to do that for this. I think that'd be great. Anyway, this is fantastic. So this we're probably keeping. In fact, I'll put the heart next to it. Yeah, the staticky sound here, I don't like. No, this is too spooky. Sorry, hang on a second. I think I just blew that dust into the keyboard. Sounds kind of like an organ. Also, it's a little bit kind of spooky sounding. It's detuned just a little bit. What is causing that? Possibly this. And possibly one of these. And maybe it, oh, here it is. Yeah, that's it. So they put it off by 5 half steps. So it's fourths. So I'm playing like this. Okay, anyway. All right, first context isn't too bad. Hmm. Well, this is interesting too. Oh, wow. I didn't realize there was some voice thing in here. Yeah, speech. Interesting. This is a very cool sound. I don't want to use it for the music. This is called Geiger Space because those are like staticky sounds. Yeah, very neat. No, this is not the effect I'm looking for. Come on, this is called Lunar Haze. I don't like it. I don't like it because of this, I think. Yeah, let's set this back to 0. All right, so this is rapidly playing. I mean, I think we already found what I want. Ooh. Interesting. Nope. This is too distorted. It's from this. D2. Could just be this. Yeah. Because I can see that getting layered over once we move into enemy territory in space. This isn't bad. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I want that staticky effect. It's this. What's making that air sound? Is it just this? Oh, sorry. Okay, now we're talking. Yeah. Yeah. I can see this working. The oscillators change to frozen, maybe like midway through starts, and size knobs, and 2-op FM. Hey, noob. Hired a story writer on Fiverr, and I'm hoping he can come up with something cool for Void Forge. Void Forge, nice name. You gave him a crazy amount of info about how the space mechanics work. There's like 3K hours in No Man's Sky. Yeah, cool. It feels nice, right? It's becoming a reality, what you're working on. Yeah. I hope you have a good work day. We were working on some of the... I'm just figuring out some instruments now for the space section of the game that we have. No, I don't want that. Sounds too like 80s synth to me. This is pretty good. I haven't played Kerbal Space Program. Hey, Jesta. Imagine actually flying around in the vastness of space. I imagine it'd be sort of like how people picture stakeouts that private investigators do. I mean, I haven't been on a stakeout. I haven't been a private investigator, but I think there's just a lot of like waiting around for stuff. I imagine flying through space for real would be like many, many, many months of just nothing, such that it actually would be boring on its own. Like eventually you'd have looked out the windows enough, you've seen whatever celestial phenomena you want to see, and then you'd just be bored on a spaceship. But yeah, for the sake of games, it's like you have to take minutes getting to places, not hours or weeks or months. But yeah, actual space, getting to different things would take forever. Oh, this sounds good. Says it's polyphonic, but make sure you bring a packed lunch. That's where I get all my PI experience from. Breaking Bad. More like decades. Yeah. I was thinking more you're in the middle of just somewhere in space, not necessarily starting from Earth. but it's probably the same in a lot of places. This sounds good. There's something missing from it. Hey, Goose. No, we've almost gotten done looking through all these. Yeah, we have like 6 more. Then I can start to build up some foundation here. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Hey, Pressel. Happy 200 streams. That is a lot. I need to slow this down. Yeah, maybe slow down the LFO rate. Slow down LFO1's rate, maybe. What is this? Stuck in a broken tutorial. And when is this free weekend? And how much does this free weekend cost? This is pretty good too. All right, so there are a few at the end that I like here. Hey, Sane. You're actually working in an enterprise as a software engineer? Are you in vacations? This is just my job, which you see on stream. So, no, I am not doing any sort of corporate software development right now. This is okay. It's a little bit too trebly. I mean, I know I'm pressing a... Yeah, no, I don't think I want this one. Why do I have so much money? This is really good use of the noise oscillator here. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, no. It's one heck of a delay. Yeah, I don't know about that. Wait, well, I thought I was done here. Oh, I looped. What? What happened? No, I got to the end and then I went back to something. I don't know what. What happened when I clicked next here? Yeah, I went back to take a moment. Why'd it go from Z up to T? Huh, strange. Okay, well, anyway, we've looped through them all. And this by far was my favorite right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, can't do that. Oh, I wasn't even linking this. Let me click link. How's that now? No, what's going on? Why isn't it working? It says linked. I don't see it's changing anything though. Oh, no, now it's working. It's not updating in real time. It's either on or it's off. What are we changing here? The shape, the timbre, and AM. I don't know what that is. What is that? AM. Hey, Sat customer. Thanks for doing a Space Sound ASMR stream today. I'm hoping we can get something decent here. I like at least coming up with some ideas and feeling like we got a direction going. And even if we don't get it done, it's okay. And I think I'm leaning toward this style. So you get into space and it's just calm. Just some notes, some pads. And then enemies start coming in and we add some drums. So yeah, let's go back to this. And wait, there was one other one that I liked here. Was it this? Let me listen to Aftermath again for a second. Interesting. Still a little bit torn on this. This is too low. Hey, Magic Viper. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think we should probably go with this one. And just add in some percussion ourselves. I almost want to mute this a bit. Maybe we change this to... Where is it? Where is it? There, right there. Too wavy. Gotta unwave it. Hey, Alpus Hero. Biggest screen I've ever seen. Love, I had to stop. I don't know when that was exactly, but yeah, I've been messing around with some of this music, and it's nice thinking of what this could be before I've laid down some notes. But I'm not like I have some general ideas here, and I think we can bring them to life. But there's a lot on my mind, and it's hard to get this into notes, of course. Okay, so now that I'm starting to now I've gone through every instrument, I'm kind of thinking that despite that I liked this one a lot, I kind of want to try some of these other ones and just see. Let's see this one. Okay, just lower down. Yeah, maybe we add some release here. No, not quite. Hey, Base Code, welcome in. Hi, everybody. Base Code Raid, Base Code Raid, Base Code Raid. Let me give you a shout out. Weirdly, it's not auto-completing your name. And hey, Nijivar and Wix. Hi, everybody. How'd the stream go? We are working on some music for the space shooter section of the game. So let me back up a bit here. It's going really well. Yeah. How are you doing, Base Code? So I'll show what we have so far. Let me find my controller. Here we go. All right. Okay. So yeah, you can hear this. Let's do this. So this is a Metroidvania game within a larger collection of games. You can run around and jump and shoot arrows and stuff. And you make it over to here. Okay. And then you get these boots. The high jump boots. Allows you to reach new heights. And you press jump. And you shoot yourself into space. And then this becomes a space shooter kind of game. So this is where I'm thinking we layer in some... Just some warm pads here. And then a mimic is going to come up from the dungeon area and yell at you for destroying the dungeon and say that you owe them roughly 1 million credits or something. So basic Tom Nook situation, but now you're in space and you need to collect scrap from enemies or loot or whatever, I don't know. And that's when I think we'll start to bring in these other spaceships that you're shooting your bow at with bomb arrows. And I can't shoot here. And that's when we'll pull in percussion and probably some more melodies. I listened to the soundtracks of a couple of space shooters that I liked, namely Ikaruga and Aero Fighters. And to be honest, I was kind of surprised listening to these from a more analytical perspective. They're both very percussive. They've got some melodies, but the melodies aren't really going anywhere. It's like the space shooter is at the forefront, not the music. And then the tempos were all in the 140 to 180 range, generally 150 to 190, thereabouts. So it's pretty fast. But yeah, lots of percussion. So we eventually need to do that. And then yeah, calms and swells. It was kind of a cinematic experience for Ikaruga. It's leading you through these on rails space shooters. Aero Fighters less so. I actually did not like the Aero Fighter soundtrack too much. So yeah, on their own, they're not great, I think. Game's finally live on Steam, so crunching now to get things across the line for Next Fest. Oh, wow. Do you want to link your game there? Yeah. Feel free to link the Steam page. Next Fest is October, right? I don't remember when exactly. And I'm sure you already know this. I don't know if I've already mentioned this to you before, but I think my advice and kind of general prevailing advice is be in the latest Next Fest that you can be in. So yeah, if you plan on releasing before February, then yeah, I think October is great. But otherwise, if you weren't planning on releasing for another year or something, being in the February or June one could be even better. Oh, nice. Yeah, you have a trailer up too, which is pretty good. There was a mature content warning, so I'm not gonna play the trailer here, but I'm guessing the screenshots are fine to look at. Yeah. Yeah. You excited? Trying to get it out in alpha before Halloween. Like early access alpha? Like paid? There was a mature content warning? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me take a look at that again. Doesn't show in an incognito window. That's weird. I only opened your page. Huh, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't think that was a false positive. I don't know how to get that to show up again. Where did... Yeah, very bizarre. Okay, yeah, I don't know. You didn't get any warning when you opened it? Yeah, it said something violence, and I'm like, okay, I'll click through it anyway. I wonder if Steam thinks I'm like 12 years old. Bizarre. Too bad I can't repro it. But anyway, good luck. Yeah, it is a ton of work close to launch. Yeah, I wonder what I just triggered there. Strange. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing music this morning. It'll just be a morning stream. It's gonna be, I don't know, but hopefully productive. We have, by the way, 2 segments, like I said here. We have the you're entering space and a mimic is shouting at you, and then we have the actual like space shooter parts. So whatever we go to from here. I mean, it sounds not quite what I want, but I want to pull in drums afterward. I think we could do is yeah, this sounds like an organ. All right, let me look at some of the other ones that I had here. Where did I write them all down? There it is. So simplicit. Where art thou? The Breath of the Wild vibes are from the perfect fifths. The spacing of this. I think they did that a lot. Yeah, what do we have here? So let's see. We have, yeah, perfect fifths going all the way up, and then 2 perfect fifths, or 1 perfect here. Guess why it sounds that way. I think this is also evocative of space, just given the literal spacing of the notes. And we could just kind of mess around there. We probably need to change the release on this. Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah. I think just 3 in a row would be good. Then move registers and pitches. Still a little bit muddy right now. I'm gonna try some of these other ones we had here too. This could be it. Way too much release. I don't like that release sound though. What is causing that? And then where do we get stuck over here? On this? So we probably just change these? No. Alright, shows how much I know. It's a cool sound, I just don't like it on release. I don't know enough about how to shape this to get this sound like what I want. I think it has to do with this though. Let's change this. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that could be better. All right, so let's see. All right, now how does that look alongside the game? Yeah, I think it's decent. Okay, so I gotta save this. There's always been kind of precarious here. So let's start with this. Backtracking platform. I'll put this in its own folder here. Space shooter. All right, what are we at? Let's call this vastness. Save. Okay. Take care, base code. Yeah, thank you for the raid. And the game is coming along well. There's been a lot of progress. We've got a lot left to do, though. Probably at least another year or so. But yeah, good luck. Hope the launch goes as planned. All right, so let's see here. Probably want this to be a pretty low tempo. Well, we eventually need to speed it up. And if we're going to layer this, then I guess it needs to start at like 140, 150. So let's do this. Okay, that's pretty good. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? What's going on? Huh, strange. Yeah, strange. All right. Oh, there it goes. Oh, this is just as zoomed out as it can get? Seems wrong. All right. Yeah, I think it's good. No, this is not good. Yeah, this is not good. Surgeon and to run. I'm hearing glide in here. Is glide on? It is on. This is probably the way to go. So if you're going to get through this dialogue and then we're going to add in percussion and melodies and everything, then the chords would, I guess the chords would probably have to change. So we're not really layering it. We're doing two different tracks and we'd be fading, cross fading between them. All right, well, let's go add in some other things here. Drums, 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 drums. Here we go. We need a snare, but not that one. Sorry, I know that's very loud. Turn it down. Let me just turn this whole thing down. This is super loud at like all volume levels. I have it turned down to 20%. Yeah, let's see if we can find another one. Not here. Really hard to play on just one note. But that one's not bad. Let's duplicate this. Okay. I mean, that can work. Now, we need something for a melody here. I don't have anything in mind. Sounds too calm. Might need to speed up the tempo once things change. Might need to just change tracks once things change in the game. $265 streams. Howdy, ABC. Quite some dedication. All right. Let's just play this out. All right, something like that. Then whoopsie. I wanted to quantize these. This probably messed it up. There's no preview. Whoops. What? Yeah, I like quantized weirdly. No, yeah. This is being weird. Hey, Stark. I'm doing well. I always ask how you're doing, but you never answer. How are you doing, Stark? Yeah, it should be here. Yeah, these are all off. Should probably just move them all to the side by a little bit. And now maybe that's good. Nah, they don't align perfectly. Yeah. This whole thing is all right. Fine. I should probably manually type them in. Stuff I struggled with here. It's like I'm not playing on the beat, or it's not inputting the notes where I feel like they should go. And then sometimes quantizing it doesn't work how I expect. I probably just need to change the time quantum for this. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Doing good. Oh, glad to hear it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. An ad's about to start. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, hello again. Hey, you Alex. Hey, TJ. Close the game. Add little catch-up windows at the bottom. Yeah, so my general take was a lot of features that you add for games like this, they depend on how many players are playing. Like now in hindsight, we know that there's, between 1 and 5 players. So catch-up windows make sense. But we have had like 20 people sometimes, and then the catch-up windows could probably get distracting. You'd probably have to show it for like only the top 3 people or something who are beneath the fold. But yeah, it does sound like a good feature when you have a small enough set of players. Today I cooked on mobile. Good job. All right. Yeah, so here's the basic drums that we have here. And we should vary this a little bit, of course, but I'm not very happy with how this is going so far. I mean, 1, we've got like barely any notes here. And 2 is I'm still not sure how we're transitioning between these. Also won't show the window unless the player is actively trying. Yeah, I think all that's good. By the way, feel free to submit a PR. I would accept something like that. Upcharges for sweet tea. I mean, I don't know how they make their sweet tea, but soda is like just a dense syrup that they then add water to. So it's like dirt cheap. So maybe that's why they have to upcharge for tea, because it's some actual like, I can't imagine they're actually making tea or brewing tea, but it might be some less concentrated liquid. Okay, yeah, sounds good, Alex. And hey, Pickle. All right, I am a bit lost. EVE Online. I haven't played EVE Online. But I think what I'm trying to figure out here is, how do we enter you into space, and then how do we transition you to when you're fighting enemies? Because they're basically going to be 2 different tracks, but should they be layered one on top of the other? So we have like a foundation, then we have like the enemy layer on top, or should it be a crossfade? So we have just track 1 and then we have track 2. Should it not even try to connect the 2 in any way? So it's just like track 1, stop music, track 2. And I like this idea, but it's kind of hard to give the impression of, it's kind of hard to have just a foundation if it's supposed to be sparse. So maybe we do crossfade tracks. Let me add another mini freak V here, because I want to hear what that other sound is. It was this one. And we change this to Frozen. And we change this to this. Yeah. Set to unison right now. Want more of an attack. No. Where even are these things? What was it set to by default? I think it was this one. Yeah. Is this changing from these? Oscillator 1. Yeah, here it is. Volume is changing. Yeah. You know, another thing I hadn't considered, I guess Star Fox kind of counts as a space shooter, right? And I think they did a good job for that. Hmm. Yeah, I think everything's just like blasting with percussion, if I recall correctly. I feel like that's the space shooter way. Maybe we should just focus on percussion. Because this doesn't quite meet what I want. The other thing we could do here is try to find something that's sort of close. So maybe start with like this. And then change this over to Frozen here. Increase the attack. And just make our own pad, essentially. This had, what did this have originally? Mm. Well, there have been other music days that have gone like this. And we regroup and we come up with something good. The other thing we could do is try to work on the music for the rest of the Metroidvania game. Because, yeah, I don't think I'm actually making any progress here right now. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I think part of the problem is coming from this bit. Like, I think maybe we just go with a style of 2 different tracks. Maybe this is the cooler option and better, but just much harder to do. Yeah. Maybe this is what we go with. Easier to do because I can have totally separate tracks. In which case, this, we would cut out the percussion that we have all together and just have these pads playing. And what is this that we had here? I kind of like that. Okay, so let's see. Maybe it should just be building up and not these. Yeah, that might make more sense. So we start down here. No, there. I think this is why I liked that Arbos pad, because you pretty much just hold one note and then you're done. Yeah, I'm not feeling this. I think we need to set this down for a bit. I'm trying to think, what was the last track where this happened, where I just got kind of stuck right from the get-go. Because the farming track was very smooth. I think the platformer took a bunch of time. Yeah, maybe it was the platformer. It was like the first one, though. There's other music that's... What else did we do? Top-Down Shooter was pretty much fine. Loot boxes are just Skeleseller. Dungeon Racer went pretty well. And that was it. It pups a lot. Second note just starts too harsh. Yeah, I would need to change the volume of that. I'm just not even sure that I'm happy with this general direction here. Wait, this is the wrong instrument. Where's the correct instrument? Yeah, this one. Yeah, pal. Hey, Squirrel. Tried Phase Plant Synth by Kilohertz. Great for sound design. No, I haven't. I wrote a note about the... What was it called that you shared last time? God. I don't remember the name. But I remember I wrote it down. And I looked into it briefly, and it looked interesting enough. Where was it? FL Studio. Vital Audio, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, I still need to... I still need to workshop this a little bit more. Maybe go back to one of the other instruments that I had. Aftermath. Well, people make crazy stuff in almost any synth. I think that's just a sign of their skill a lot of the times. I think a classic discussion I've seen play out a lot of music communities is how much does your gear actually matter versus what you can do with the gear you have. So it's like, could I make a space shooter thing with just a piano? No, right? Like you need more sounds than that. But a piano and a DAW to be able to change the piano sound, like, yeah, you probably could. It'd probably be really, really tough. You probably want a synth somewhere. Can Suno do this? I mean, Suno can create music, but I want all the creative stuff to be human made. So yeah, if we just wanted a track to be in the game, we could just pull some like CC0 music off the shelf. Need a room filling synth. Need a pipe synth. Hey, Madavi, welcome back. All right, so let me listen to this again. The attack on this is very long. And hey, Webby. Yeah, I'm not really looking for different sounds. I'm just trying to use what I've got and come up with something here. And I think we can. I think I'm just not set on the direction yet. Why do you want a human touch? Is it better? I mean, it's not necessarily better. It's all just a matter of taste, right? I want to put in that effort on this game. Patrick. Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's mess around with this for a little bit. Why doesn't it actually stop? I think the release is very long here. Whoa. What are we doing there? Something's off about this a little bit. What is it? Cutoff, volume, pitch is being changed very slightly. You know, maybe I'd want something different here too. Let me. I still really want to make use of this. Sounds too muted, and this is too much over here. Ooh, interesting. Sounds like we're landing on the moon. Okay. Wasn't saving the settings. I don't think so. But I haven't used this particular synth in a little while. Because there's another bug that I had where when I don't know. Anyway, the bug's not worth explaining. But I still haven't fixed the other bug. And one of the tracks actually has some artifacts in it as a result. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I don't want this to build up as much as it does. Us to shape. Shape is what in this case? Ah, decay. Okay. Tiny problem here. Yeah, still tiny problem. I gotta figure this out. I don't understand what's making that sound louder. Because these little volume sliders are only going between here and here. Can I really hear that difference? I mean, maybe I can. We could just turn that off. No, I don't think I want this changing as much. Or I want the cutoff to just be lower to begin with. Yeah, I think that sounds better. Okay. Hey, Half. All right, so let's see. Space vibes. Slowly remove those. All right. I want to chop out some notes. No, I want this one to end sooner. Like maybe even there. Yeah, the problem is they drop out too quickly. I think we just up the release a little bit more, it might help. But even then, I'm not certain. Yeah, it just like cuts off immediately. Why? And now you can still hear this going. Maybe because of this? No, something's off about that. It's not holding this. Does the envelope not affect? The second oscillator? Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I do think there's a lot to learn when it comes to music, but some people kind of cut through all of that and they just have a decent enough ear. Like if you can hear pretty clearly what you want, then you could just keep tweaking things until you figure out what gets you that sound. And that's it. You just kind of go forward. All right, maybe that's better now. I don't even know if I changed anything. Let's just listen. Yeah, I think it's better. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't think I want this again. Then there's a bigger learning curve. Yeah. Yeah. That tendency is probably tempered with experience a little bit of just practicing more and more when you find yourself drifting towards something that exists, steering away from it as much as you can. I'm still debating between a bunch of fifths and just some like major 7 chords. No, today's a shorter day. I told you this yesterday that Monday, Wednesday, Friday are about 6 hours, and then Tuesday, Thursday are the short days. Usually about 3. It's really just enough to get me kind of started on this stuff. But yeah, I think I have a schedule under my stream panel, and I think I definitely shared the schedule command last time too. Yeah. Yeah. Please do consult at least some of that stuff. Like there's this commands thing, and yeah, if you're ever curious about something, I think just typing it in here first is usually a pretty good guess. And like, yeah, it's right there. So okay, so I think I want to try this. Just want that to be quieter. And we'll turn this down. Today is just composing music. Yeah. Today's just composing music. I want this to be subtler. I think there's a way to get this to work the way I want, but I don't remember this being easy. It's something in here. I'm supposed to change one of these. Maybe it's this. I think it is. I wrote this somewhere. Mini Freak. No, I don't have it there. Mini Freak. VCA. I must have written this somewhere. Where is it? Oh, maybe I wrote it in my private notes that I have. I might have. What note app is this? This is Obsidian and Halo Morse. Let me take a quick look. Mini Freak. Aha. I do have a note here about this. Did I write Aha, I did. Okay. Change vel VCA to be something like 65. Okay, yeah. Then you can click the top of a key. It'll be soft. Clicking the bottom will be loud. Yeah. Okay, that might help. This is what I wanted to figure out. Now let's hear how it sounds. Yeah, and it's pretty good. I just need to quiet this thing down. Oh, all right. Well, that was a lot of work to get 5 notes. I've never heard of that game. Neverhood. What was it even released on? Oh, I see. 1996. Oh, I've seen this. I haven't played it. Yeah, it's an oldie. Okay, let's listen to this. Never heard. All right, that goes on for too long. Let's end it there. And then yeah, so I want to go up to G and probably have a healthy amount of silence after that. Let's listen. Sounds too close. It's a nice chord. Mm-hmm. And then I would like to get this to go up to E. Yeah. Okay, then from there, where do we want to go? Yeah, I think up to B. Okay, so let's start at the beginning and save and go to here and get into space. Yeah, this is pretty good. I think even sparser notes would be better. So getting rid of this and trimming this down too. And even ending this a little bit sooner. No, not that soon. Maybe this one. Okay. We're not always doing sevenths, are we? No. Hmm. Yeah. I think I want to get that in there. Without the D, this won't sound like how I want. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. And then from there, perfect. So C sharp. And then E and A, we can do a first in this track and play them both at the same time. Allows you to create a shareable link to your wish list, and anyone can purchase the game for you via that link. Oh, cool. It's not too different from us just asking people for their Steam names and gifting them a copy, right? But I guess the idea of gifting a game at launch is the interesting part. Excuse me. All right, so here's what we have. There's like a minute and a half of music because of how sparsely populated the notes are. So again, if we get back into this and go back into the game, change this. You have to be friends with them. Oh, I see. But you can give through this listing. Yeah. What am I hearing there? What is that? Okay, that is too loud. And that is too loud. All right, these get cut off here. This gets cut off maybe there, and this gets cut off like there-ish. Why is this between the walls changed? That's because that's a placeholder. I just did this yesterday to see, are these centered? And I just never fleshed out the rest of this. What we need to do is we need to make this look like it's kind of like a dungeon, but you'll never be able to get here. You'll just burst through the bottom of it. So like we're going to draw in some, like a lot of solid blocks around here. That way you burst through all of these, right? And then put some platforms like this and this and this. And it'll just look like, oh, there was a dungeon. We'll put some treasure chests there. And, you know, it'll look like you were supposed to work your way up through here. You know, delete some walls, make more of these things. And that way, there's always something for you to explode through. So let's do this. Because the cool part is watching the debris fly out from these. Yeah. So we just need to add more and more of this here. And then, yeah, our music that we have. I want, okay, you know what I want? The sustained sound to not be quite as loud as it is. Where is that? Right there, yeah. Sustain it lower. Okay. This is sounding better. That should probably be cut off a tiny bit sooner. Cut that off a bit sooner too. Start moving a little sooner. I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now. I want the player to be like, what just happened? I think when you've seen it a lot, you know what to expect. But yeah, this is where I'll put it in front of fresh eyes and I'll see what they say and how they react. Okay, so I like this. What we need is for there to be a little bit more to the ending silence. So I want to extend this out to here maybe. And then this is about 1.5 minutes. I know this is very sparse. This is just your entrance into space. We eventually need to make a proper like space shooter soundtrack. So yeah, let's play it alongside the game. Yeah, no. That note shouldn't be there. That gone. Too much silence now. where our character goes? Are you asking where does the character go? Oh, another planet or star? Oh, I haven't finalized that yet. There's this set of space shooter graphics that we got from here. So we've got to eventually figure out like what are we using from this pack. They've got some backgrounds there. So probably just to space. Yeah, probably just to space. And then from here, eventually back to the Architect's Realm. So in here somewhere. Sorry, let me get the music to be a little bit more calm for that. There we go. Yeah, you'll end up back in here somewhere. I want to listen again. I think we're getting closer and closer to this. Or at the beginning of this track, yeah. And this should fade into... should be reversed. There. No. Cut this out. There. Still just a hair too long. Maybe like there. Right, let's listen one more time from the beginning here. There's not much to do on the screen. No, in context, that's still too long. Okay, it's decent. The repeat should probably be after that long, maybe. it's longer than usually passes between here. 58 to 104 6 seconds. Then we're at like 115 to 123. Yeah, we got to turn this by like 1 there. That's probably good. Okay, please play again. I don't know if you want the music, but the sequence here, getting to this, we are going to change a bit. And there's a lot of like little smoothings that we need to perform. So smoothing between the background to the space background, the desert to the space background, the music. The first one needs to fade out. The new one needs to fade in. And there's one other small problem. Oh yeah, then the tile sets need to actually be fleshed out there. All right, so I'm reasonably happy with this track. I want to listen to the snowy area now. Okay, cool. All right. I think that's decent. Maybe we export this. And then we have that get faded in here. All right, vastness goes over here. Vastness. And let's have this get faded in. So when you make it to space in the backtracking platformer, fade in the music, attach music. Yeah. Let's have this run locally. This should not take a lot of work. Over 2 seconds. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, how's it going, Limbo? They just reset usage again. So I'd gotten down to 60% of the weekly limit, and they put it back at 100%. If only I'd had a chance to use more. Yeah. Issue strikers. Is this the $20 plan? Yeah. This is $20 a month. You know, because it's got the 5-hour usage limit. The other ones don't have that. All right. So I don't expect this to take too long, although even all the Luna stuff has been taking longer than normal lately. I'm probably going to do some coding this afternoon, just not on stream. I want to move some of these things forward. I also need to think of what are the goals going to be for tomorrow, because I'd like to stream the whole day, but I don't know what we're going to be doing exactly. It's going to probably just be improving the Metroidvania game, and there is a lot we can do. Music Day, made the calm space track. Took quite a while to settle on a general direction. All right. Part of the prepared space shooter scene. Start at that reveal point. Tween it from silence to full music. Yeah. This should kick off the 5-hour window, which is somewhat unfortunate timing on my behalf. Never expected to take this long. Also, the 5-hour window doesn't start until you go from 100% to 99%. So if you get a really tiny task or on a really weak model that's cheap, then you don't even start your 5-hour limit. All right, owns the track, updating audio import loop setting. I doubt any of this matters at this point. It's probably pretty much done. All right. Like, this is not necessary. Man. Yeah, planning, focus, team testing. I don't care about this. All right, let's go try this out. So we shouldn't need to do anything special now. It should just work. We're going to work our way over there. I guess the fastest way is just to walk along the floor. There are no obstacles. Yeah, that's good. I think we just need to wait another like 2 seconds before that plays. So let's go figure out where that's happening. Complete arrival. Or we just have it fade in over even longer. Fade duration seconds. Wait, what is this playing here? Just music player for the space shooter? Yeah. Space music. Space music. So we call it here too. Where's this? Fade in background. And the other one is if we just start the game directly. Complete arrival, what calls this? Complete. This is strange. whatever. We fade out. Desert starts seconds. What music is this? Oh, we just pass it in. Oh, I see. It doesn't care what music it is. It's just going to fade everything out. Yep. Okay.
Whoops.
That's fine. But yeah, I don't understand this part here. Complete calls. Complete arrival. Complete arrival calls start music with a fade duration of 0. Which is going to immediately play it. Why would it do that? And then we have one other call to start music. And it's in fade in background. Where does fade in background happen? Space fade start seconds, 5 seconds. Yeah, I don't know why that first call is there. Might as well ask what this thing was thinking. Why does this call start music at all? Why don't we only rely on show direct entry? Fade in background to start the music. That has the fade that I want. All right, I can't snooze ads any longer, so I'll just go take a break really fast. And we'll come back and we'll listen to this and then, I don't know, figure out what's going on tomorrow maybe. Yeah. Okay, well, is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, close the game. So this should be done. Fades from full silence. I guess, oh, I guess it's starting the music. No, it's starting the music at a volume of 1. Yeah, weird. Tied for first. Hey, Magnus. Yeah, this is just Luna being weird. I don't like this at all. All right, let's go listen to this. What a waste of time. Also, begin launch is never even called. Yeah, I wanted to wait another couple seconds. There are a couple different ways we can do this. One, we can just delay the call to this. And the other is we can have the fade in be just longer. Yeah, I think having it be longer would be okay, like 5 seconds. Love this idea so much. Yeah, no, I really like this too. It's one of the zanier things that we've come up with. It's pretty good. Pretty good timing and everything. I should probably have listened to the whole thing. Yeah, let's listen to the whole thing. Just make sure it sounds good. And it should loop. And we got to make sure that it loops too. All right, now we'll loop. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty fitting. Oh, all right. Be more silence before the music in space starts, like 4 or 5 seconds. I think so too. I just don't feel like figuring it out right now. But yeah, I can write that down. Okay, entering space. The music should probably... The music currently fades in over 5 seconds. It should fade in over 2 to 4, but wait 2 to 4 seconds before even starting that fade. Yeah. Oh, there's actually another way we could do this if we want to be really lazy, which is I could change the silence from being at the end of the track to just being at the beginning of the track. Oh, what's going on there? Why does it say pattern 1? Oh my God, do we have... Do we have these things being layered? Oh God. I've made a terrible mistake. Okay, I think when you layer them over like this, that the first one just stops mattering. Hang on, I gotta make sure that's actually the case. Yeah, I think that's what was happening. So we should probably re-export this. Oops. Export. Wait, no, I didn't export as a wave to begin with. Yeah, there.
Whoops.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. I think this is going to change the silence at the end because I expanded this based on the old length. I don't know. Is that right? 115. No, I think it's fine. Yeah, I like the name Vastness for this. All right, let's go put this in the right spot. Audio, music here. It was 121 beforehand. It is not going to show me how long it is now. 120. Okay, so it actually did change in length. Oh no. I mean, I don't want to listen to it all over again just to see how it loops. I trust that it does loop. I just don't know if that 1 second is going to make a difference in how I feel listening to it. So yeah, also make sure the looping feels fine. I had problems exporting at first where I had doubled the pattern in the playlist, which changed the ending delay before restarting. Wait a second. No, that's not true. All this would change. No, yeah. The amount of time at the end would have been the same. Yes, it would have been the same. The difference would have been the time at the beginning. It would have played 2 notes instead of 1, which we wouldn't have even heard because they would have faded out. I think this is probably okay. All right. Yeah, I want to just do a little bit of planning for tomorrow. God, there's so many things on this list. Do whatever, figure it out. I should organize this list a bit if I didn't do it yesterday. But in the air might fit. Yeah, well, there were 2 tracks I needed to make, and I only made one of them today. One was what we made, of course, and the other was a like more fast-paced, percussive, semi-melodic tune for when there are enemies. We had 2 tracks. Yeah, that's true. I could have put 4 in there. I could have made 4 tracks in one. Goals for today. So I think maybe we work on the space shooter. Just work on the space shooter. I want to keep laying foundation for new games so that I can spend sucky tasks day doing the older games for maximum pipelining. Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. And I had some ideas for the space shooter. We'll have to get the graphics and everything and start figuring out what we want to do with that. All right. Yeah, I know it's been a low energy day. I got kind of a later start than I wanted to. I'm pretty happy with how this track turned out. I think our work's cut out for us for the next one, though. It's going to stretch me a bit musically, which that was part of the goal of doing this. Let's go find someone to raid. All right, let's raid Hamster Hammer. He's working on his game Ethereal. Does music apply to me as well? Hey, Lemon Drop, long time no see. Also, hi, bye. No, it doesn't apply to you. You have to be in outer space. Sorry. Yeah, it's very exclusive music. If you haven't escaped Earth's atmosphere, you can't hear it. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some coding. We'll work on the actual space shooter game. I think that'll be fun. And I'm hoping I'm a little more well rested tomorrow. So yeah, let's go say hi to Hamster Hammer. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here as always. And I'll see you next time.